So now we'll discuss Francis Bacon as an essayist. The father, he's known as the father of English essay because uh, he's the first one who wrote essays in English. Now he wrote essays on what? The themes. So Bacon is known for his humanism because he basically wrote about human nature and behavior. He studied human nature and behavior very, very minutely. And in his essays, we find him studying the motives of human beings, why they are the way they are. All right. Uh, his essays explore the multifaceted nature of humanity. He delves into themes of human weakness, the pursuit of knowledge, morality, power, truth, importance of friends, books. He portrays human beings as very complex and flawed individuals, constantly navigating ambition, greed, vanity, while also highlighting the need of self awareness, wisdom, and ethical decision making. So, this is what he writes about. And the nature of man, he's basically concerned with the nature of man. And the theme of human nature and behavior is central to so many of his essays. So, and he studies the relationships also. Man in relationship with other men, other people, man in relation with society, how a particular person should behave in society, man in relation with God. And we have a lot of ethics and a lot of uh, philosophies coming up. Like, for example, there's an essay of his termed as the essay of envy. There he studies envy as an emotion and envious people. So, envy, he feels, is a destructive emotion that arises from comparison and competition. How true, how well he has studied human nature. And he explores how envy manifests in both private and public life. He also discusses, and this he does in all of his essays, how it can be identified and prevented. All right. And how we can overcome the dangerous effects of envy. So, this is how he writes. Same thing we see in his essay of ambition. I think this is in our syllabus. Ambition is definitely a very powerful human drive, which can lead to greatness as well as ruin. And Bacon acknowledges its usefulness for kings, but warns them. He also warns that ambition means men are not stable. They can cause instability. And he analyzes the behavior of ambitious men, and he also gives methods to manage such people. So these are the themes. Human behavior, we can say, is a very, very dominant theme. Then we'll see the way he wrote. Right? These were the themes and how he wrote. Well, Francis Bacon is known for his style of essay writing. His style is very, very aphoristic. Aphorism, we all know, is a very concise, pointed statement that expresses a general truth or principle or observation about life, often with wit and wisdom. And it is concise, It is expressed in the fewest possible words. Like so many common aphorisms are there. Well begun is half done. Knowledge is power. Uh, you can't judge a book by its cover. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Rome wasn't built in a day. All these are brief, witty, and memorable statements. So, Bacon, his style is aphoristic in nature. He conveys a lot of meaning in the fewest possible words. Not a single word is extra in his essays. And his essays are a collection of compact, impactful sentences rather than the flowing, continuous arguments. And he packs meaning into a few words. This is how he writes. And his aphorisms reflect deep observation of life, his knowledge of human nature and society. And he uses a lot of metaphors and similes and other ideas to make his style very attractive. His sentences are very balanced, very balanced. And his statements, they carry a timeless universal quality, making them applicable across context and generations. Like, for example, a statement rather, from his essay of truth. For a liar, he's saying, somebody who lies, is saying, a lie faces God and shrinks from man. All right. Uh, what does he mean? A person who lies, he's offending God. He's ready to face God after his soul reaches, when he meets God. All right. But he lies because he's scared of men. So a liar, a lie, faces God. He's ready to face the wrath of God, but he is scared of men. So he's examining why people tell lies. And his aphoristic style makes his essays very memorable, very quotable, and thought-provoking. The readers, they pause and reflect on almost every sentence. So the next feature, the didactic and the moral tone. All right, just a minute. Let me fix it. Didactic purpose. All right. Francis Bacon's essays are renowned for their intellectual depth and moral clarity. He was a philosopher and a statesman, and his essays are like guides to moral behavior. He wants to educate his reader on practical wisdom. All right. And a moral tone is there in his essays. He teaches ethics, virtue, in a very subtle way. So his primary aim was to instruct. When you read his essays, each essay reads like a manual for worldly success and ethical living. He emphasizes on virtue, justice, prudence, and he's very, very realistic also. His moral tone is not idealistic, right? It's realistic. He does not advocate for any sort of perfection, but for moderation, balance. Like in the essay of truth, he says, that lies told by the poets are acceptable. Okay, the poets tell a lot of lies. They imagine things and they write. They imagine things which are not there in this world. So those lies are acceptable. The traders lie for gain. When they are selling their products, they lie about their product. This product is very good. It may not be that good. So they lie. So for financial gain, the trader lies. So we can overlook it. So this is a pragmatic advice rather than an idealistic approach. We don't see him as an idealist. No, nobody should lie. He's not saying this. His moral tone is never preachy. It is measured, offering a practical guide to navigate both your personal ambition, your personal desire, your personal wish, and social duty. So this makes his essays very, very interesting. And his essays are balanced. You have practical wisdom there, worldly wisdom there, and his philosophy also. So many a times he says, you can lie. A poet can lie. A merchant can lie. But the rest of us, why do we love lies? Just for the sake of lies. That's not good, he's saying. Another quality of Bacon's style of writing essays is he uses a lot of Latin phrases and quotations. He loved Latin. That probably was his favorite language. So we have a lot of Latin phrases and quotations in his essays, and he takes references and allusions from a lot of places. You have references from Greek history, Roman history, Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Bible, and recent works, all right? Recent discoveries and recent works. So all these make his essays very, very rich. His contribution to essay writing, well, he was the first one to write essays in English. So he introduced a new literary form in English literature. That makes him the father of English essay. And he has written more than 58 essays. And his essays are marked by brevity, wisdom, and practical insight. So he has set the tone. He has actually decided how to write an essay. You know, uh, later writers followed him, and who came after him, the periodical writers. All right, so that to the point essays, and he influenced a lot of writers who came after him. So in the next video, we will discuss one of his essays.